All right, folks, here we go with the notes for Chapter 4, talking about the monologue. This is a rather short chapter, not going to spend a lot of time here, but a few things for you to be able to keep in mind and be aware of. Let's answer the question, how will you tell the story, and why monologues are good to help us to be able to do that? First off, what is a monologue? It's a speech by one actor in a play or a movie. Mono, one. Log, talk. One talk, monologue. Monologues can be used for story exposition, character development, or to move the story forward. Monologues generally reveal a lot of information about how the character thinks, feels, and behaves, and are an integral part of both character and story development. Many times when you're going through a monologue, you wind up getting to find a real sense about the character, what the character's thinking, feeling, some of the deeper thoughts of that particular character. Monologues are really good in terms of being able to use a decent variety of expression. Because that's one of the great things about monologues. They can be loaded with motion and drama and dynamics, attitude, energy, all these things that help us to tell a story. They appear in literally every genre of voiceover as well. So it's not just a character talking in the middle of the story and expressing true feelings. We can talk about monologues as well in terms of single voice copy for various commercials and promos and things like that, because there's stories and feelings within those things as well, especially if you're doing some sort of a testimonial sort of ad. Some tips for performing monologues. The words are important, but how you tell the story is more important. So it's not just the actual words on the page, it's how you express them. It's the meaning that you give behind them. It's the subtext. It's the way that you inflect certain words, that you emphasize what's important and not important. How you rush through things or slow things down. How you tell the story is vital in a monologue. Read through the script at least a few times until you completely understand the story and your role in it. Make sure you have a clear sense of who you are and what your purpose is in the copy. Consider who you, the character, might be speaking to. Who is your audience? Who is that one person, more specifically, that you need to be reaching out to? And make sure you are talking to that person. Imagine what might have taken place immediately before the first line of the script and for any transitions that might occur. So look into the backstory and also look for places where you may change a certain focus or change an emotion or change the overall situation. All those things going to be very helpful for how you say certain things. Give some thought as to why the character might be using a specific attitude, tone of voice, or the specific words being spoken. Have some intentionality behind what choices you make behind the delivery and be able to back that up with your rationale. Imagine how the character feels as he or she speaks, how they feel emotionally, how they feel physically as well. Remember, we've talked about the idea of finding tension in your body. Or if things are rather loose and casual, your body's going to feel loose and casual. Keep the logistics in mind, not just in your head, but throughout your entire body. Experiment with different ways of speaking the lines as you tell the story. Keep in mind any accents or dialect. Note how certain words and phrasing comes together, where there's a pause in the telling of the script, how fast or slow you're going. All those things are going to change the way that the meaning of the words comes about. So play around with that and find what that unique voice is going to be for that copy. Notice how changing your speed, energy, tone of voice, facial expressions, body language, and other factors affect the meaning of the words and how phrases are spoken. Use variety in the way that you deliver a line so that it does not come out monotone. Contract or uncontract as it feels appropriate for your interpretation of telling the story. We're trying to imitate normal everyday language. So if your character would not normally speak in the way that it's written on the page, adjust as necessary. Feel free to change a word or two if necessary as well, besides contraction and non-contraction. It's all to help to make the character seem more real in the presentation. Try delivering questions as a statement. Change the question mark to an exclamation point. That can convey different emotions and feelings and thoughts. Change an aspect of your performance, what is known as a change-up. You want to change this when there is a new thought or the story twists in moves in a different direction. When you're transitioning from one flow of thought to another, when you're transitioning from one emotion to another, when a new piece of information comes to light, that's going to change the overall trajectory of how you present your material. Be careful not to telegraph the ending. In other words, don't give away too much too soon, and in doing so, ruining the suspense or the impact of the event. Certain things that are covered up in subtext, you want to let out just a little, but you don't want to completely let it go as to give the entire story away. You want to keep people intrigued and listening in so that they capture your entire message. Don't read the script. Be conversational. Act as if you are talking to one person, and think about how you talk to one person. And let that dialogue take place, even though you're the only one that is talking. And finally, don't focus on the words. Tell the story. The overall message is what you are presenting. The words are just words in and of themselves. Again, it's how you convey those words that's going to be important. So there you go. There's the notes for Chapter 4. Quick and easy. We're going to continue on, though. Your notes continue past Chapter 4. We're going to do 11 and 12. Chapter 11 in the next video.